Welcome to Student Options, presented by IIDA and ASID.
Where are you guys all from?
I'm from Montgomery College.
Yeah?
I'm from GW.
GW? Okay. Gotcha.
Art Institute.
At Institute.
And Westwood College.
Okay. So why don't we go ahead and walk around and check the place out, our garage. And so this is kind of a multi-purpose room where we can open up the garage door if we have like an all hands meeting. In this office we have three separate studios that are the work market sector, and then we have one studio that's community and one studio that's lifestyle. Unlike I don't know, maybe some firms which may be organized like architecture is over there, interiors is over here, graphic design is over here, or you know, urban planning is over there. We're all kind of commingled. I rarely work with like the same team every single time, but we do try to keep it within our studios. We're kind of organized in groups of roughly 40 people. A small office certainly has a lot to offer as well, as far as like perhaps you have a little bit more responsibility of having to wear more hats at a younger age, but also, I don't know, I feel like here we're having to do that as well. So we in this office at least are exclusively using Revit, unless it's a old project that's, you know, all in CAD, and obviously it would make more sense just to leave it there. So the majority of the projects that I think we're putting out of this office, from an interior standpoint at least, are going for some level of LEED certification. And even if the clients are not interested in actually going through the full certification process, we always use best practices and treat it as though it is a LEED project, even if they're not necessarily seeking it. These are all illustrating part of what we call the GDEA Awards. We have an outside jury come in and kind of evaluate our work and pick their favorites.
I'm here for the Student Option Day, and it's just been fabulous so far.
It was great to get a first-hand kind of glimpse into the day-to-day activities of what people do when they're out in the real world.
And I loved visiting the two firms. I visited OPX and Studios Architecture, and it was great.
We got to take a tour of Steelcase and got to see office furnitures, and it was just amazing, the technology and all that they're using.
The three firms that I actually went to, the first one, they actually gave me questions to ask when I actually go on interviews.
My second tour was with the U.S. State Department, and I just thought it was fascinating because I had no idea that that segment of the industry for interior design even existed. So it was kind of a neat back-end glance into some other options that you really don't even realize are out there until you start looking around.
What are current and future portfolio design trends and preferences?
I'm here at the portfolio review at the Options Day, and it has been a great opportunity so far just to meet with people that are actually working within the field.
I love the constructive criticism with the portfolio, so I can move on to really have a dynamic portfolio that will hopefully land me a job.
So I hope everybody knows that there is an exam at the end of this career path that you're on. Congratulations for you for undertaking a really important and serious career. How many of you have trouble explaining to your friends and family why you have to have a degree to fluff pillows? How many of your friends and family don't understand why you have to take an exam to choose what color paint to put on the wall? Yeah, we hear that a lot. So I want to make sure that you know that you're on a serious and professional career path. You are not a decorator. You are a designer, a professional designer. And that comes with some standards for education, some standards for experience, some standards for examination, and then ultimately licensure or certification depending on where you live. And then hopefully some kind of professional affiliation through ASID or IIDA.
Creating your identity. And so what's the point of creating your identity, and why would anybody care? And it's really in my opinion, to show a firm and somebody that you're potentially working for, how you're able to brand yourself, carry that through your work, and also it really means how are you able to carry that firm's brand.
When you're talking about branding yourself, you want to think about yourself as your own firm, essentially, or your own company. The goal is to make it look professional, as professional as you can. Today's perfect platform. Like I met you at Options. I wanted to send this on to you. I'm graduating in May, and maybe we could talk like sometime in the beginning of the year. You want to send them sort of a glimpse of the work that you've done, and only your best work. You want to actually get in front of them to show them your portfolio.
If it's a commercial company that you're interviewing with, you're not going to have residential design work in it, okay? It just is not going to help you, okay? So what you want to do is you want to research them ahead of time and then put those pieces in your portfolio that are applicable to them so that they can see those skill levels.
I just benefited so much from the branding yourself seminar. It actually just gave me so many great ideas to even begin my portfolio, and the examples they showed just really helped me put things into perspective with where I want to just start with my own portfolio. So now I feel more prepared.
Firms are hiring now, and they are not advertising that they are hiring. So if you know people that work at a firm, ask them if that firm is hiring.
As I was looking at some of the resumes this morning, a lot of you have different backgrounds, multiple careers before you come into design. A lot of that is extremely transferable and very well appreciated within the industry.
Whatever your sort of background is, be able to utilize your skill set in volunteering. It's an opportunity to really stretch your wings and utilize the skills that you've learned.
Continual knowledge development is important. Always looking at, what else can I learn? Is there a new software I can learn? Things like that, because now, especially with technology, everything's outdated so quickly, you've got to continually stay ahead. Learning how to talk about design, how it impacts business, how it impacts communities, how it impacts revenue. I mean, there's so many different things that you can learn about, and learning how to articulate that and talk about that is very important.
Turns out, more than anything, we need to be flexible when we're leaving school and entering into the industry. We need to be flexible. We need to be fast as well. We need to have computer skills. The idea of networking is a must. So in these times of recession, we have to network and basically put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to go up to someone and say, can I have your card? May I speak to you? May I send you an email? That's the sort of thing that we really need to know as students.
I'm going to tell you about commercial design. One interesting thing that I've always found about commercial design is it often leads to some residential clients. So in fact, some of the people that are my residential clients now were my commercial clients 20 years ago.
I was going to say, I think one of the questions that we were supposed to address is, why did you choose this particular field? And I didn't really choose it, it chose me. I mean, that's true.
Once you get the process down pat, if Sharon had to switch to healthcare design, which is getting a little bit more hospitality based now anyway, she wouldn't have any trouble. You have to be really careful in design that you don't burn any bridges, because it is a field that no matter where you go in this country, someone will say, oh, I have a friend who's a designer in Washington. Oh, that's you? I've heard about you. Yeah. So you have to be careful.
The Washington Design Center expands over 7 floors. We have 50+ showrooms. We are set up for interior design professionals to come in and use the building. They come in and they go to the different showrooms here and they make purchases for their clients.
So I've had the business about 5 years. I would say in the beginning it was definitely sort of intimidating just because I have an artistic background, but I didn't have any formal training, and I think entering a building here where it's all trade professionals can feel intimidating, but it's pretty easy. I sort of think of it like one big mall full of showrooms.
You have to be a people person. You cannot work residential and not be a people person. You probably have a client that you become friends with. Yeah. That's very, very friendly, because you can find clients, you can be clients, and know clients that are really, really nice. But then in the end, it's still business. Yeah. And you have to remember that.
Real quick, I want to introduce Melissa with Knoll.
We're basically doing this fun Knoll, how to use your Knoll bag promo event on Facebook. My favorite is this one. It's a couple that just got married, and they use their Knoll bag as their
throw all their stuff in.
So does everybody have your tickets? Congratulations.
Oh, that's me!
You're welcome. I really got a sense of the broad picture of interior design.
Everyone should attend options.